What really happened when you went missing as a kid? I was 13 the night I disappeared. Not kidnapped, not lost, just gone, by choice. My parents were known in our neighborhood for being strict, but behind closed doors, it was a whole different world. My mom had this rule that everything had to be earned. Food, showers, even sleep. If I got a B instead of an A, I'd be grounded for a week. If I forgot to do a chore, I'd lose dinner. But the worst part was the silence. My parents could go days without speaking to me if I disappointed them. Just cold, calculating punishment? At school, I smiled a lot. I cracked jokes. Teachers thought I was well-adjusted, but the school nurse started noticing how often I came in with headaches, how thin I was getting, how I flinched whenever someone raised their voice. CPS came once. My mom baked cookies and showed them my clean room, my perfect grades. I didn't say a word. I was too scared. Then one night, I accidentally spilled juice on my dad's laptop. It wasn't even that bad, just the edge, but he exploded. He said I had 5 minutes to pack a bag because I was going to live in the garage for a month. Not the guest room, the garage. I nodded, went upstairs, pretended to pack. Instead, I grabbed my allowance jar, my school ID, and the emergency $200 I'd been saving for college applications. I climbed out the window. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I had to go. I walked 2 miles to a 24-hour diner and used their bathroom to change into layers of clothes. I asked the waitress if I could use the phone to call my older cousin Zoe. She was 21 and had always been the only adult I trusted. She picked up after 2 rings. I didn't even say hello. I just said, "I'm done. Can you come get me?" She didn't ask questions. Just said, "Where are you?" She showed up 45 minutes later, heart pounding, eyes wide. She didn't bring me to her place. Instead, we drove 5 hours to her best friend's cabin upstate. No cell service, no internet. Just quiet. She said we'd stay until we figured out what to do. I stayed there for 2 weeks while Zoe contacted a lawyer and a counselor. She told me if I wanted to go back, she'd take me, but if I didn't, she'd help me fight. Meanwhile, back home, my face was plastered across the news. Local straight A student mysteriously vanishes. My parents gave teary interviews about how much they loved and missed me. My mom clutched my baby blanket on TV, sobbing. I watched it from the cabin, stunned. The woman who once made me scrub the kitchen with a toothbrush for missing a phone call now wanted the public to think she was Mother of the Year. Zoe helped me write everything down. The punishments, the isolation, the threats. She had me talk to a counselor who documented everything. After 2 weeks, I turned myself into a local police station with Zoe by my side. The officer on duty recognized me instantly. He looked between me and Zoe and asked, "Do you feel safe going home?" I said no. A full investigation was launched. CPS interviewed neighbors, teachers, even classmates. Turns out, people had noticed more than I thought. The judge granted temporary custody to Zoe while the investigation unfolded. My parents tried to fight it, claimed Zoe brainwashed me, but then Zoe's lawyer showed the court a hidden notebook I'd kept, full of punishments and dates, even photos of bruises from discipline. That shut everything down. The court made it permanent within 6 months. My parents weren't charged, but they were told they'd need to go through years of therapy and parenting courses if they ever wanted visitation rights. They never tried. I didn't hear from them again. Zoe became my legal guardian. I finished school, got therapy, grew into a person who didn't jump when someone raised their hand too quickly. The day I got into college, Zoe cried harder than I did. I still have nightmares sometimes about that garage, about the silence, but I also have freedom, safety, a future. And it all started because one night,